Mothers play one of the most important roles in a child's life, and in cinema, we don't have to look much further than the horror genre to find out just how devoted and loving some of these mothers can be. Just look at the dedication shown by Pamela Voorhees in Friday the 13th, after her son Jason supposedly drowns at summer camp while the counsellors charged with watching him were, for want of a better term, groping for trout in a peculiar river. Mrs. Voorhees murders these teens she feels are responsible for her son's apparent death. She showcases a particular set of skills that only protectors and providers can give, a hardwired subconscious that can provide an 8-stone mother with the strength to lift a 10-ton truck off her baby's head whilst laughing maniacally. That's a mother's love right there. Then there's Carrie White's mother, Margaret, teaching her wayward daughter the merits of religious faith and discipline. Maybe some of the younger generations and TikTokers of the world could benefit from their own prayer closet. Joking aside, mothers play such a pivotal role in the development of their children that horror movies embellish the opportunity to explore what happens when maternal instincts go horribly, horribly wrong. Australia has recently become a hotbed of mummy issues, a country that has presented some of cinema's latest miserable mothers. From 2014's The Babadook, where a young widow defends her precocious son against a storybook phantom, to Toni Collette's long-suffering matriarch in Hereditary, Australia seems to have had enough with us dumping Z-list celebrities in their outback for I'm a Celebrity hijinks and want us to revel in their motherhood suffering too. Dana Reed's horror feature Run Rabbit Run finds fertility doctor and mum Sarah, played by Sarah Snook from Succession, and her 7-year-old daughter Mia, played by Lily Latour, trudging their way through the aftermath of Sarah's dad's death. Just like in Hereditary, loss rots the foundations of their lives, and denial and fear of the past puts them on the collision course for tragedy. After a white rabbit mysteriously shows up on her doorstep on Mia's 7th birthday, Sarah starts noticing strange changes in the girl. Mia insists on wearing a weird pink rabbit mask to school and becomes withdrawn and ill-tempered, and later insists that her mother call her Alice and that she misses Joan, Sarah's estranged mother. What makes this even more unnerving, though, is that Mia has never met her grandmother before, and Alice was Sarah's sister that went missing when they were young. There's an unease to Mia's 7th birthday party, but it's hard to pinpoint exactly where it's coming from. And this is where Run Rabbit Run shines, the slow burn pace of things, the increasingly mounting morbidity of situations that the characters find themselves in. There's a searing sequence that involves a hand being slammed in a car door, a few "the scary girl is behind you" just out of focus shots, and a particularly harrowing scene involving scissors during the 3rd act of the film. And then there's lingering shots of a bunny rabbit, its eyes shining like yellow orbs in the dark. The bunny becomes one of Run Rabbit Run's most tantalizing elements. Its arrival might be a Lewis Carroll reference, especially given that the name of Sarah's sister is Alice, who went missing as a child. Unfortunately, the film quickly does away with the bunny's mystery to focus on Mia's increasingly hostile demeanour. There are certainly intriguing threads throughout, but they can't help but feel recycled somehow. Mia's uncanny, sinister quirks are pulled straight from the Babadook book of creepy kids, and Sarah's strained relationship with her ailing mother leans a little too close to the wind of 2020's Relic. Performance-wise, Snook plays the miserable mother with aplomb, fresh from her turn as Succession's petulant, scheming Shiv Roy. You get the side glances, the pregnant pauses, and dramatic nuance. They're all at play here. Along with her estrangement with her mother, Sarah is no longer with Mia's father, Pete. I mean, he's clearly part of her life, attending Mia's birthday with his new wife and her child, which causes his own awkwardness in other ways, but the two have clearly had a non-acrimonious split, as they even attempt to co-parent over the phone. It's never very clear why Mia barely has a relationship with Pete, though, or why he doesn't notice the changes in her behaviour. That's until he's needed for a plot point later in the film's final act, but then disappears again completely. At its worst, Run Rabbit Run replicates the most overplayed tendencies of the genre, where most hardened horror cinephiles will see the ending coming a mile away. It rejects outright chills and thrills with subdued psychological gloominess, which isn't a bad thing. It portrays moody portraits of women in isolated surroundings, but the ending will leave you either with a satisfied, "yeah, that was a good story," or with a, what the hell did the bunny rabbit mean all along type ambiguity. It doesn't strive for profound abstractness. It's apt that Run Rabbit Run is currently on Netflix. I don't think you'd go to see this in the cinema, but as a streaming service for free, if you've got the subscription, then I think you should definitely check this out.